I'm sweating. Oh my God. Hi lovies, it is your girl Veronica. I am back with a video. If you can't already tell by the title, it is about things I wish I knew as a pre-vet. Now I know I am not officially in vet school yet. I start this fall, but that still does not mean that I don't wish I knew a few things on my way getting here. So this video is going to be short and sweet. It's just like 5 to 7 little things that I wish I knew before I applied. So stay tuned. Let's jump into the video. Number 1, the first thing I wish I knew was to brag on myself. It seems very self-explanatory, but sadly I was not so good at it. When I opened up my application for the first time on Vimcast, I just kind of sat there and stared on it and I'm like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say? What do they want to know? Who am I? I don't know. Who am I? Who am I? I was freaking out. I didn't know what to say, how to answer any questions. It was almost like when you go to a job interview and they say, what's your strength and what are your weaknesses? Weaknesses? But I'm just kidding. No, seriously. You are the sales item and they are looking to buy. So you need to sell yourself, okay? They don't care what you say as long as it puts you in a positive light and you've grown from a situation. They really want to see growth. They want to see that you can handle things, that you can come out on the other side, you know, that you're not just stuck and stagnant, because the whole point of vet med is you're continuously growing because it's medicine. It's something that is continuously changing. New things come to light every day. So they want to see someone who can grow. So as long as you can brag on yourself and your traits, just be your biggest salesperson. Tip number 2, document everything. This kind of ties into tip number 1 of bragging on yourself, because if you document everything, it lets you see what you've done, so you're better able to have confidence in your application, which makes you want to brag about yourself. Trust me, it does. Documenting everything is so important, because when I went to fill out my application, I realized that I had documented nothing. So I sat there with like a little notebook and a pencil and was just writing everything down. And even when I was about to submit, I was like, oh wait, but I forgot about this. Even if you have 4 hours with like an exotic rehabber, put it, especially if you want to go into exotics, the admissions committee does not care how little the experience is. You know, it's quality over quantity. I almost reversed that, but it's true. If you worked somewhere for like 10 to 15 hours, while it may not seem like a lot in the long run, in that short period of time working with a large animal vet, exotic vet, small animal, mixed animal, you learn so much. Like, you just become inundated with so much information. So they want to see that. So just make sure throughout those years that you're documenting everything. And don't quote me, but I am pretty sure that Colorado State has something on their website, maybe Florida does too. When I was looking for vet schools, I saw like 1 or 2 vet schools had something on like their website talking about, here is like a tracker for all the things that you've ever done. So just like put it in this like Excel spreadsheet kind of thing. It was really cool, but obviously I was already applying at that point, so I didn't find a need to use it because I could just put everything into Vimcast. But go search. You could probably just like Google vet experience hours tracker and something will pop up. But there's so many things nowadays that you can make on your own, but please document everything. It'll help you in the end where you can just look at it, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. So document where it was, what you did, in the hours. And then it'll be so easy when it comes time to apply, because it took me maybe a few hours overall to figure out everything that I had done. Tip number 3 is make meaningful connections. That doesn't mean going to every single, what do you call those things? Office hours that your professor has. It doesn't mean like talking to the vet your whole hour of break, which don't do it. Take your hour, girl or boy. Take it. Take your hour. But it just means when you make relationships with a vet or with a professor or with a manager, like don't burn your bridges. Don't like leave somewhere and not like keep base. Like if you leave a school and go to another school, keep in touch with that professor. Just reach out to them like, once every year. I mean, honestly, like they don't care. They're just as busy as you are. But if you keep touch, they're more likely to, in the long run, you know, be like, hey, I'm finally applying to vet school. I know I talked to you about it a few times. I was interested in applying. I really look up to you as like a mentor. I would love if you could write me a letter, say strong, girl, boy, you. So bad at this. Just ask for a strong letter of recommendation. When I say make meaningful relationships, it basically really just means don't burn bridges, essentially. Like, don't just leave a job one day, never come back. So that's essentially like you quitting. And then you reach out and you say, hey, I used to work there like so-and-so years ago. Like, can you write me a letter of recommendation? Like, that was the one vet that you worked with and you left them like high and dry. Now, if it's a toxic environment, that's a whole nother story. So we ain't worry about that. But you know, like just be a decent human being at not the cost of your mental health, but just be a decent human being and don't burn bridges that may be beneficial to you later in life. Tip number 4. The last point kind of leads us directly into this point is, let me read what I wrote because I think it's great. Stop thinking you have to do it all. Mental health is a really big stigma in the vet med profession. It is something that is not talked about enough, but is definitely getting the attention that it deserves now. I still think it has a long way to go before it's where it needs to be. But getting into the profession, don't start with the mindset that to get here, I need to like do everything all by myself. I need to have the research, have the leadership, have the perfect grades and this and that. No, I did not have perfect grades. I had many withdrawals. I had 3 C's. I've been to 4 different schools. I did not do it all. I didn't even do research, really. I really don't. I had said something about it in my first video, so you can go back and watch that about my research. I was mainly just like a lab assistant, and it was just kind of put down as a research assistant for other purposes. But I think that too many times when people know that they want to go to vet school, they just really start not taking themselves into account. They already lose their sense of self and they lose what makes them happy outside of vet med. And if you watch these videos on YouTube of, I think that's one of my other points. Hang on. Oh, that's my next point. Not there yet. You need to have things outside vet med. That's my next point, but we'll get there in a second. Just don't kill yourself. Don't think that if you're not the leader of every club that you're in, if you're not getting 1,000 research hours, what else do they want from you? If you're not volunteering, oh God, volunteering, that stressed me out. Don't even get me started on volunteering. I'm gonna just put this out there. I barely volunteered. I couldn't. I don't have time. I'm a mom. I was a full-time employee. I was a full-time student. What am I going? My volunteer time is my son. Okay, bye. And that was very much so stressed in my application. Now, I did have stuff that I volunteered with like before my son, but pretty much you can see like the time frame of when I had him and then on, there was like no volunteer. No. And that's not to say that I don't have a support system that can help me with my son and I can go and volunteer. I just didn't want to. Yeah, I didn't. I'm tired. That goes back to the mental health stigma. If you don't want to, don't do it. Because the world wants you to. So it's just my 2 cents. I guess that means we can kind of jump into point number 5. Tip number 5, have hobbies outside of vet med. For the longest time, I struggled to find hobbies outside of vet med. I just love animals. I love everything animals. So all of my hobbies kind of revolved around animals. I have reptiles. I love herpetology. I love going to Repticon. I love bird watching. Everything was animal. But that's okay. And I came to accept that. Those are my hobbies. Those are things that I love. And it is outside of vet med. I'm not the vet to those birds flying around outside as I'm trying to identify them like little Pokemons. I'm not the bird. I'm not the vet. I'm not a vet yet, but even in the future, I'm not going to be their vet. No. Also, I'm not the vet to my reptiles. I'm their caretaker. That's all it is. I just think they're fascinating creatures. I always love learning more about them. Um, I also like doing outdoor activities. The outdoors is just an amazing place to be. Now it's Georgia, and right now it's like 95 degrees. I'm hot in this house. I'm sweating. Okay. I'm just kidding. I am sweating though. But the point is just have hobbies outside of vet med. Don't surround your whole life with vet med. That doesn't mean don't have hobbies that aren't animals, because I fought myself for a long time thinking that to have hobbies outside of vet med, it couldn't include animals. That's false. And I just want to say that. It may seem like super duh to some people, but to me, it really wasn't. It was like, I need hobbies outside of vet med. I need to get away from animals. But animals are my peace as well. Like that's just where I find peace and relaxation. Tip number 6. Tip number 6 is there's no time frame. Let me repeat that. There is no time frame. Yes, you heard me correctly. You don't have to get out of your bachelor's degree right at the age of 21, 22, 23, however old you are, we don't care, and go straight into vet school. You don't. Take a gap year. Oh my God, take a gap year. Take a gap year. That really should have been the point. Take a gap year. I understand not everyone wants to do that. I understand that some people want to go in straight away. My advice would be to really just like enjoy your 20s. Like these 4 years of vet school, while they're going to be fun, they're also going to be really hard. Okay? Like we don't need to be coming out of vet school. Most people are going to be like my age when they come out of vet school, like 25, 26. Immediately going into their job and then enjoying their late 20s. No. Enjoy your life while you can before you get into your career. I feel like at the age I'm at right now, like I truly am ready to go into vet school. That doesn't mean I wasn't ready when I was 21. It just means I had a baby and it kind of threw me off my track and I started questioning everything. But I'm really glad it happened the way it did, because I've really got to experience and grow so much more than I would have in vet school. And now I feel like truly prepared to go in with a whole new mindset. And I'm just ready like for the rest of my life to start. But that's just to say, once again, that there is no time frame. You could be 30 starting vet school. You could be 40 starting vet. There's 50-year-olds starting vet school. Like you can follow your passion whenever and wherever, but the younger you are, you're not going to get the chances that you can't get those years back. So I just feel like, everyone's so set on this time frame of I'm going to finish my bachelor's, I'm going to go through vet school, and then I'm going to get in my career, and then I can enjoy my life. No, why can't you get your bachelor's, enjoy your life, go to vet school, and still enjoy your life in vet school? Why is society put on us that we have to complete these tasks in order to finally enjoy our lives and travel and just celebrate the little things like buy a house and why is there an order for everything? Like, it annoys me. So that leads back to the point of there is no time frame. If I hadn't said it enough, there is no time frame. Got it? Good. Let's move on. Tip number 7 is more for a specific crowd, more so families who have children or are planning on having children. It kind of leads into the last point. There's no time frame for a family. Don't let family or kids, more specifically, put you on hold from following your dreams. If you have a great support system, then it is so doable when you go to vet school. I have a great support system through my fiance, soon to be husband. Shout out, hey babe. But if you have a great support system, if you're pregnant, if you already have a kid, it is so doable. And I wish that I wasn't so scared all those years ago and I had someone here on some platform telling me that it's okay. I did it. You can do it. Other people have done it. Their voices just aren't out there. And I've spoken to some of them and it's just amazing the stories that they're telling me. So I just want to be, it's not necessarily a tip. I just want to be like a voice, an example for you that like moms can do it too. Okay. Because I know it just seems so dumb, but I was scared to go into vet school because I have a son. And I was just like, I had a great support system, and how am I going to do this? And there's that mental health stigma in the vet world, but this is my passion. What if I'm not there for my son like I want to be? No, I am documenting this journey as not just a vet student going to vet school, but as a mom going into vet school, a young mom going into vet school. It's just me, my fiance, and my son, and we're gonna do this, and I'm gonna show you that we can do this, because if someone out there is watching this and they also have a kid and think that they can't do it because of the same reason that I thought that I couldn't do it, you can, okay? That was my last and final tip. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. It's supposed to be short and sweet. I won't know until I'm done editing. So I hope it was maybe like 15 or less, but who cares? I hope y'all liked the tips. If you have any extra tips, just throw them below in the comments. But other than that, I will see you guys in my next video, which will be coming really soon. I'm so excited, so keep your eyes out for that. And I will see y'all next time. Bye.